Well, viewers, ISRO's 101st space mission could not meet its target after a glitch in the third stage. ISRO chief has assured that they will come back stronger after a full analysis of what went wrong.
The PSLV-C61 EOS-09 mission was targeted. The PSLV is a four-stage vehicle. Up to the second stage, the performance was quite normal. Third stage motor started perfectly, but during the functioning of the third stage, we are seeing an observation and the mission could not be accomplished. After analysis, we shall come back. Thank you.
So this was a statement that was issued by the ISRO chief. The 101st launch, which is the EOS-09 mission, could not be accomplished. The ISRO has said that they will look at what went wrong and then issue a detailed statement later on. What we do know at this point is that the first stage went on successfully, so did the second stage, but there was a glitch in the third stage. My colleague Dharani is on the broadcast with us with the details. Dharani, this was a very, very significant mission for ISRO, and there's a lot of disappointment that we are sensing with the mission not being accomplished. What are the details that you're picking up on what could have gone wrong?
We saw, a small briefing from the ISRO chairman a few moments back, and he told that the mission could not be accomplished due to a technical glitch that was observed during the third stage of the launch. The first two stages were completely successful, but during the third stage, a fall in chamber pressure was observed, and that has led to this technical glitch, is what the ISRO chairman has told. He did not elaborate into the glitch fully, but he has told that his team is studying the entire performance of this particular launch, and in some time from now they will be coming up with an elaborate analysis as to what exactly went wrong. But for the time being, what we know is that during the third stage the chamber pressure fell, and the third stage of the PSLV uses a solid motor system, and in this solid motor the chamber pressure fell. There was a fall of a chamber pressure, and that is what has led to this particular technical glitch. So we have to wait for further information, further detailed information, but definitely not the news we were expecting. The mission could not be accomplished, and right now the ISRO team, they are doing a thorough study about this whole launch. They are looking at the entire performance right from the beginning. The launch happened exactly at 5:59 a.m. From the first launch pad of the Satish Dhawan Space Centre. The satellite was supposed to be injected into the orbit 17 minutes after the liftoff. So this particular launch, today's launch, had a total of 4 different stages, and the first 2 stages, they were completely successful, but during the third stage, that is when the chamber pressure fell, and that is when the glitch was encountered. And right now the team is trying to analyze what exactly led to the fall in chamber pressure. What went exactly wrong is something that they are trying to figure out through their analysis. So later in the day, they will be releasing an elaborate press note, is what the ISRO experts here, they've told us, but definitely not something we were looking forward to. But it is only a minor setback, because the PSLV is considered to be the most efficient launch vehicle as far as the Indian Space Research Organization is concerned. They've launched tens of satellites using the same PSLV rocket, and as far as Earth observation satellites are concerned, that is not something new for ISRO too. ISRO has launched tens of Earth observation satellites successfully earlier too, like the ResourceSat and Cartosat series satellites. So both of these items, they are not new to ISRO, and this is just a minor inconvenience, a minor setback, and ISRO will thoroughly look into this particular minor setback, and they will also plan a relaunch soon, is what sources tell us.
Okay, all right. Relaunch will be planned soon. ISRO will give out a detailed statement of what could have gone wrong, and analysis is currently underway. Let's also open this up. Guests joining us this morning, Dr. Chaitanya Giri, Space Fellow, Observer Research Foundation, Mahesh Morti, founder of Exceed Space, on the broadcast with us, and we also have Dr. Selvamurthy, former DRDO scientist, on the broadcast with us. And Dr. Selvamurthy, what do you think could have gone wrong? As of now, ISRO has not divulged too many details except saying that the mission has not been accomplished. What have you gathered? What could have gone wrong? We are told the first 2 phases were fine. It was in the third stage that there was a problem. Dr. Selvamurthy? All right. Can I take this question across to Dr. Chaitanya Giri? We don't seem to have Dr. Selvamurthy with us at the moment. Dr. Chaitanya, what do you think went wrong?
I can't diagnose from the distance, but what I can say is that since this was the third stage, the anomaly might have happened perhaps around the stage where you start entering into you start closing to the Kármán line, which is the point where the atmosphere ceases to exist and you are about to enter into outer space. So that is where this particular anomaly has happened. Usually, PSLV has been a fairly successful rocket, and we've all vouched for its success. We've all vouched for its attributes as a workhorse of ISRO. And being a dependable rocket, a satellite which is of great strategic importance as the EOS-09 was supposed to go get launched from it today. Unfortunate turn of events, but I'm sure ISRO will bounce back successfully with the new set of rockets, the new set of satellites being launched in the next few months or so.
You know, PSLV has played a crucial role in India's space exploration efforts, and it has been a big part of ISRO's journey. So the fact that there has been a glitch in the launch, is that going to be a big setback for ISRO, something that brings ISRO back to the basics to look at what could have gone wrong and why it went wrong?
Yes, certainly. See, after a long stint of successful launches by the PSLV,
yes,
when you come across one of the very rare failures with such a rocket, you tend to think think twice about what may have gone wrong. So people, especially those who are associated with the development of the third stage, they will definitely take a deeper look at it. And I'm sure whatever anomalies or whatever, is it a structural anomaly or is it a functional anomaly, that will only come about, that diagnosis will only come about when ISRO comes back to us with their report. But if there is a fall in the chamber pressure, it is supposedly a structural anomaly, is what I can guess at this point in time.
Okay.
But I'll leave it to ISRO for a deeper evaluation.
Okay, but if you say that it could be a structural anomaly, wouldn't that be a bigger setback for ISRO, that ISRO will need to also undergo structural changes then?
No, see, any rocket is made up of several components. Components are made up of materials and metals. And materials and metals, whatever you build out of it, will have to always undergo that kind of stress test and evaluation and material testing. So what I intend to say over here is this is all part and parcel of building and constructing anything that is a multi-component system. PSLV is a multi-component system, and ISRO, I'm pretty sure, will go down to the nitty-gritties of all the components that have been present in the third stage, and they'll take a clean look at it, what may have gone wrong in which component of it. So if it is pressure related issue, it might be related to one of the components, structural.
Okay, all right. It's a minor setback, one that ISRO will be looking at very closely, but we hope that they will be bouncing back much stronger, as they always have, and they've never let any such failure define them, and that's what the entire country is proud of. Dr. Selvamurthy is also back with us, and Dr. Selvamurthy, there are also two other PSLV launches that are slated for later. How is this minor setback going to affect that?
See, I must tell the viewers, in such big missions, such kind of, the slight setback is always possible, because it's a system of systems, and the mission involves the propulsion, control, guidance, navigation. All these are very, very complex processes. So in this, at stage 3, there are it's a 4-stage propulsion. The first stage is solid, the second is liquid, then third is also solid, and fourth is liquid. So there are 4 stages, and in this stage, 3 stage, everything after the propulsion reaching a altitude, and then it separates out. In this, whether the problem was in any one of the valves supplying the fuel, because or it is the technical glitch will be identified now by a failure analysis. Because in all such missions, it's also a learning. Like, for example, Chandrayaan-2 being failed in the last phase, and then we succeeded in Chandrayaan-3. So similar thing, it is not nothing to be worried about, but certainly it is unfortunate that the mission failed, because it's such a highly reliable PSLV systems is the most reliable launch vehicle today in the world, I can say that. So if there has been some technical glitches, it could have been software, it can be a hardware problem. So they will now identify where exactly the failure occurred and the cause for the failure, and they will correct it. So I must tell also, the type of the disappointment that the scientists have, having worked for days together and also months together, and when a mission fails, it is really a very big tragic thing. And then, but then we need to encourage. We have to stand.
Absolutely.
The country should stand by this time.
Absolutely, and the country is so proud of the ISRO scientists for the multiple achievements that they have achieved over the last several years. In fact, India's space story has been an inspiration across the world. There's no doubt about it. I just want to take our viewers through the official word that has come in from ISRO as well on the same, and we're going to be talking about that. But look at the tweet that has come in from ISRO today. The 101st launch was attempted. PSLV-C61 performance was normal till the second stage. Due to an observation in the third stage, the mission could not be accomplished. So this is the short statement that has come in from ISRO. Remember, the ISRO chief had also addressed the media, as we've been mentioning, with the space explorations of India. There has been a big jump in the interest across the country, and there were people across the country who were tuned in. The ISRO chief announcing that things did not go as planned. Dr. Selva-Murthy, is, while you were talking about the success of ISRO, and I'll come to that in just a moment, but I also want to take a moment to talk about the fact that the ISRO chief, and as always, this is always the case, when the mission fails, it is the ISRO chief who takes the lead, makes the announcement that things have not gone on as planned, and we're going to look at what went wrong. But if it is a success, it's always the scientists who have worked for years together who take the center stage, who speak about the mission, and that speaks volumes about how the ISRO works, and how, it's not the ISRO chief who takes the lead there when it's a success. We always have scientists who have worked tirelessly over the years for these mission success who come up and speak.
Yeah, this is the culture which ISRO has developed right from Kalam's time, Satish Dhawan, and also even before that, Vikram Sarabhai. Whenever there is a failure, it is the chairman who comes in and then defends that it's a minor problem, and then he motivates the scientists. So this culture is required in such big missions, whether it is a DRDO mission or ISRO mission or it is atomic energy. You need that empathy, because this is such a complex. That's why we always say it's not a rocket science. When you say that it's simple project, we say it's not a rocket science. So rocket science is such a complicated. So I would like to tell all the viewers that such kind of complexity will always have challenges for scientists, technologists. So we should, the nation should be with the scientists. And this culture is very good, because so that the chairman takes if there is a failure, and then if the credit, then the director, program director, and the other senior scientists speak about the success stories. So that is how it shows the maturity of the organization. And we need such kind of maturity in all our dealings, particularly when it comes to science and technology of such complex nature.
And the confidence building in the entire team as well, isn't it? In fact, the ISRO chief had also made a very short statement on what they do know as of now on what went wrong. Let's play out that reaction. The ISRO chief spoke about how there will be a detailed presser later after an analysis is conducted.
Good morning, friends. Today we attempted a launch of PSLV-C61 vehicle. The vehicle is a 4-stage vehicle. First 2 stages performed as expected, and during the 3rd stage, it's a solid motor system. We are seeing observation. The motor pressure, there was a fall in the chamber pressure of the motor case, and the mission could not be accomplished. We are studying the entire performance. We shall come back at the earliest. Thank you.
We'll come back at the earliest with a detailed analysis of what went wrong. That's what ISRO has said. Dr. Chaitanya, while, this is a setback for the PSLV launch, as we've been discussing, PSLV has been a big part of India's space success because of its versatility, because of its cost effectiveness. So, explain to our viewers why PSLV is such a big part of ISRO's success.
Being the first launch vehicle to be built by India successfully and operated on a commercial scale. You've had multiple launches of PSLV since the late 1990s. And given the long history of the rocket, given the long history of its operations, the agency has sort of developed a very strong hand with operationalizing it, with monitoring all its parameters, operational parameters. And even if you see right now, it was within a few minutes that the ISRO chairman was able to come up with a very preliminary diagnosis. And that also, sort of denotes that ISRO keeps a track of every small parameter which is monitorable, that gets monitored. So I mean, kudos to the systems that ISRO has developed over the years to ensure that the PSLV is a success. The PSLV is a success not only because all its parameters are well monitored and well taken care of, but it is also a success because of the great work culture that goes along with it. And that work culture got denoted this morning. Every failure like this, especially with a vehicle that has shown tremendous success, it hurts. It hurts everyone, those who are involved with it. But again, like I said in my earlier intervention, finally it's a machine, and machines are bound to break at some point in time. So we have to live with that stark reality of life.
Okay.
And I'm sure within the next few months, we will have the EOS-09 launched yet again, and this time it would be a big success.
Okay, it's a machine, but it's a machine that has billions of hopes riding on it. And we also have Mahesh Morti on the broadcast with us. Your first thoughts on what has happened as of now. What we're told is that the PSLV 3rd stage uses a solid motor system, and there was a chamber pressure fall in the solid motor that led to the mission not being accomplished.
3 points. I mean, the first thing is that India has launched, 5 of these radar satellites, and 2 of them are currently in orbit. So, it's important, for us to have, this was to be the second one in orbit.
Yes.
Because each of these just has a 200-second pass over Pakistan, once a day and once a night. So it's important. Why it's important is, we had 5 of these. China had 15 of these or 14 of these, right? So I think that's the first thing that's important. The second thing so we need to build a constellation because each satellite only gives you some 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes of view twice a day. The second thing I wanted to say when it comes to the failures is, there was the gentleman talked about ISRO PSLV being the most reliable launch vehicle in the world. Actually, it's not. It's pretty decent. I mean, if you look at the PSLV's failure rate, this would be the 4th failure in 61 launches, which is about a 6%, 6 to 7% failure rate. The similar number for SpaceX is 0.2%. We are at 6% or 7%. For China's rockets is about 4.8%. For Europe, the Ariane and the Vega, it's about 5%, right? So we're about 5, 6, 7% is acceptable. We are not the best. We are about the same out there in the world. So I wanted to say that. That's the second thing. The third thing, why exactly has this failure happened? So if there is a fall in the chamber pressure in the 3rd stage, it could be because of 5, 6, 7 reasons. Either there was an imperfection in the solid propellant. I mean, something wasn't the right density capacity, it was not correctly packed, or the nozzle or the throat eroded in some way, or the ignition system failed in some way to set the solid fuel on fire, or there was some instability in the combustion that happened in the chamber, or there was a structural failure, the motor casing failed in some way, or it could be some operational environmental factor that, there was a handling damage, some temperature extreme, or there was a control system or telemetry failure where some, control system message failed to go through or failed to operate on receipt out there. So this typically happens 30-40 kilometers above the Kármán line. It happens about 130 to 150 kilometers. It's not at the Kármán line. So I wanted to say that, first of all, that it's an old rocket. It's a 1971 model. We know that we're using it 55 years, after its design. It's time, and it's been constantly upgraded. It's like a ship of Theseus. You keep changing one part, but it's still the original one.
Okay.
But I do concur that it's an important thing, because this would have helped build out the constellation for us. It was only the second active radar sat that would have gone out there. Pakistan has nothing to worry about, but basically because the Chinese satellites and their data go to Pakistan, we should be worried and compared to China. And China has 15 of these radar satellites. So I wanted to put this in perspective, saying failures happen. This is about the fourth failure that we have had: 93, 97, 2017, and now 2025. It's time for us, not for heads to roll, but for us to look at a revamp of the program, to build it up in a modern way, because the failure rates are actually higher than that of China, Europe, and the US.
Okay,
I
all right.
hope that helps in some way.
Okay, all right. That's a very interesting perspective. Thank you for joining us. In fact, the key takeaway being, yes, failures do happen. We hope lessons have been learnt, and we hope maybe there is a revamp as well. It was something that the entire country had been waiting for. It's a minor setback, and we hope the ISRO bounces back. Dr. Selva-Murthy, Dr. Chaitanya, as well as Dr. Mahesh Morti, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. With that, it's time for us to slip into a very quick break. We'll be right back. To stay with us.